I say I'm going to do, and I said that I was going to do a rhythm theory video on rhythm theory, and so I guess it's time for that. I said I was going to do it, and I also said I'm going to do some Christmas songs, and I will get to that. But I sleep longer in the winter than I do in the summer months, and when I just get up and I miss my early morning, like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning times to record in the winter a lot because I just sleep through it. But in the summer, I love to record it 2 or 3 in the morning because no one's around and I'm up and doing that. But in the winter, I sleep through, so I get to them later and don't have as much time for them. But hey, love you guys. Okay, rhythm theory. I want to talk about time signatures, and I don't hear people talk about this that much. I think it's very important. And so I think it gets underdone for some reason. I don't know if the people that know it don't want to talk about it because it's a trade secret, or if nobody even knows about it, they just play the rhythm, like they just play with their heart and their gut and their feel, but don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Okay, so the interesting thing about rhythm theory to me, about time signatures in particular, is that there's only a few numbers of beats that really are important. It's like if you know 3 different time signatures, you have everything you need to know all about it. And that's not really true in that many studies. Usually you need to know many things and it's complicated and there's a lot. But if you know 3/4, 4/4, and 5/4, you have everything you need to know all the others. I swear that. It's just 3, 4, and 5. And what's funny about that is 4 is in the middle. And so it's just 4 minus 1, 3, or 4 plus 1, 5. Or 4 itself, 4. If you know 4, 4 minus 1, and 4 plus 1, in other words, give or take a beat, you know everything you really need to know. I'm going to explain that, and hopefully you guys see that, wow, it's not that hard. Okay, the main beat in the middle between 3, 4, and 5. Well, first let me explain why it's 3, 4, and 5. There's no one time. Like that doesn't define a structure, so there's no one time. There's 2. That's just half of 4. If 2/4 is just half a measure of 4/4, and 4/4 is 2 measures of 2/4. So 2/4, 2 as in 2/4. When I say 2, I'm talking about the top number. 2/4 doesn't stand on its own as a rhythm signature. It's just a half of a measure of 4/4, so you don't have to worry about it. And then there's 3. 3 is important because there's no what 3 is the first one that's an odd number, and 3 is important. Then there's 4. And that's important. Then there's 5, and that's important because there's no way to get 5 from 3 and 4. To get 5, you need 2 and 3 or 3 and 2, or basically 2 and 3, you just put it that way. So that's a unique number also for time signatures. 6 is not that unique because it's just 3 and 3, or 4 and 2, or 2 and 4, or 2, 2 and 2. So you can get 6 from 3, 4, and 5 if you include 2, which is included by 4. So really the only time signatures you need to really nail in this world for rhythm is 3, 4, and 5. It's not that hard. Let me go on about it. First, to start in the middle of this, how should I do this? I don't know. Let me think. Let's start with let's go in order. Okay, I'm going to do it that way. I was going to do it differently, but let's do 3, 4. Let's do 3 first. So 3 is an odd number. So it's considered an odd time signature. But it never gets talked about when you talk about odd time signatures. They usually talk about when people say I'm going to talk about odd time signatures, they usually mean odd numbers higher than 4 because 3 is so basic. We don't consider it being odd because it's an odd number. We just put it as a main primary time signature. Basically, 3 and 4 make the world go round. 5 is for off music that's a little more advanced, and then after that, you've covered it. So let's start with 3, 3/4, or 3/8, or whatever you want to call it, 3/2, whatever. It's called waltz tempo. Waltzes, you go 1, 2, 3, 1. Every time you go to the 1 after the previous one, that's in the opposite side of the field. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So you're swaying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the picking comes across the same way because it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You know, like the triplet feel for alternate picking is the same idea. When you go from string to string, it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's not, you know, every time you go across strings, you start with the opposite stroke. Every time you go to the 1 of the next measure of 3. It's the opposite picking stroke if you're doing alternate strumming. I don't like to call alternate strumming alternate picking, but it's alternate strumming to me. Strumming there for, I just made that up or whatever, for 3/4 time. And I'm not going to go into swing feel versus straight 16th feel right now, because that would take it to another field, and then I'm not talking about time signatures anymore. But there's you can do that with the 3/4 time. You can do it with swing feel or a straight 16th feel. So you can also go let's see. Let me think. I'll do this. With 16th notes, 16th note feel, and whereas the triplet feel or swung, I'll call it triplet feel for now, would be. Right now, just the time signature is the main thing. There's interesting things with the swing feel versus the 16th note feel in 3/4 time, especially I'll give my favorite is Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix. It's swung, but in 3/4 time. 1, the 2, the 3, the 1, the 2, the 3. It's not 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's 1, the 2, the 3, the 1. It's triplet feel within 3/4 time, which is brilliant in rock and roll. How do you do that? He made it sound rock and roll because it's swing feel, even though it's 3/4 time. Brilliant, very, very greatly done. But you guys can go study that some other time. Anyway, cool though. I love that. Then there's 4/4 time. 4/4 time is basically most of music. Okay. There's not much to say about it because of that. I mean, everybody knows 4/4 time. It's just one. All music basically is, and that is. These popular rock and roll type music is almost always 4/4. I brought up an example about 3/4. I'm going to do one example about 4 versus 3/4 that I like. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. One brilliant use of 3/4 versus integrated with 4/4 timing is the end of "Everybody Wants Some" by Van Halen. And I just smile every time I think of that ending. The ending starts in 4/4 time and then goes to 3/4 time and ends that way. See if you guys can figure that out. That's brilliant to me because he combines 4/4 and 3/4 at the end, and 6 to 3/4 in at a time when you're so used to 4/4 that he slips it by you almost, and you don't even realize he just ended in 3/4 time. But it sounds so cool, the contrast between the two. It's really cool. I love that. Okay, so there's that. Now 5/4. 5/4 is interesting because it really is the first what they call odd time signature, and it can be either 2 and 3. 3 and 2, or importantly, either it can also be 4 and 1 or 1 and 4, but let's stay with 4 and 1. Like the Mission Impossible thing. It's 4 and 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In other words, it's 4 with 1 as a pause, and then that makes it 5, and then back to the 1 again. That extra 1 makes it the 5. Or I'm taking this from the end of Behind the Wall of Sleep by Black Sabbath in 1970. When Tony Iommi does this, he goes. So what's interesting about that is it's 3 measures of 5/4 doing this lick. 3 measures of 5/4 doing this lick. Back to 3 measures of the first lick. What's interesting about that? It's 3 measures of 5/4 time, which itself is 15 measures. Which 15 is 1 and 5, which makes 6, which is the first. 3 measures of 15 make 50. The 3 measures of 5 beats per measure make 15 beats, which is 5 and 1 makes 6, which is the first 6. Then it's again, that's 3 measures of 5 beats, which makes another 15, which is also 6. And then another 3 measures of 5 beats per measure, which make 15 beats, which is again 5 and 1 makes 6. And what's that add up to? 6, 6, 6. It's like 6, 6, 6 expressed rhythmically with the math. So that's kind of cool that Black Sabbath did that. I like that. But thinking of 5 as 2 and 3, and 3 and 2 is also important. So you can go. Let's see. Think of an example here. This example I have for this is White Room by Cream, which is really cool. I forgot the chords to White Room. I may not get the chords right. Maybe I'll get them right. We'll see. But it starts the song in 5/4 time and then goes to 4/4 time, which makes the 4/4 very. It's a relief. It feels good and it's also powerful. If I can remember the chords, that would be another story. Let me think. If I can remember even what that song does. I'm trying to think here. What key is it in and all that nonsense. Let's see. That's complicated. It's testing me here. Is White Room in? It might be in the key of. Let's see. The rhythm right, the chords might be wrong. Let's see if I can do this here. For White Room, and those chords are probably wrong. But the rhythm is the idea. It's 5/4 time to start it, then it goes into 4/4 time. So 1. right when so long, and those were probably the wrong chords. Um, but anyway, the start with 5/4 and then go to 4/4. And another example of doing the same kind of idea as everything I've been talking about is a lot of times when great people like Eric Johnson and Stevie Ray Vaughan and other people do it too. I even hear it done at church, LOL. Um, Start a concert with a 3/4 time song and then rock out from 4/4, and the audience it's a really cool effect to do that. Eric Johnson does it on his Anaheim concert in 2006, which was one of my favorite DVD for music. I'm sure probably my favorite DVD. He starts off with a song that's in 3/4 time. It gets him going, but yet it's not quite there. And then he rocks it out with the second song in 4/4 time. And Stevie Ray Vaughan does that at live at the Elma Combo in 1983. He starts off with a 3/4 tune, or maybe it's 6/8, but same idea, triplet feel, 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then he hits him with 4/4. It's a really cool effect. Maybe just for fun, I'll do something like that right now. I'm going to make up something. I'm just going to wing this. But let's pretend I'm playing a concert, and I'm going to start with a 3/4 time thing, and then go into a 4/4 time thing, and see if you can feel the effect of that. And again, I didn't practice this, so. But what it started with was a little thing I made up and was in 3/4 time. I kind of did it in the key of A or whatever mode I'm in. And then when I paused, I went 4/4 time and did something in B, which I kind of didn't do what I meant there at first. But in 4/4 time, the thing in B, whatever mode I'm in, was in 4/4 time. So you really felt I'm getting used to this. I'm getting warmed up, and then bam, there's the 4/4. It's a really cool effect, and I think it goes over people's heads a lot of the time. But that's what I'm here for, to help you, to tell you guys what I know, because I just tell you things whatever I know. Unlike how I was in college when I was very cutthroat with knowledge. It's like, my knowledge, I know this, you don't, and I'm not like that now. I'll give it all away. Love you guys. Peace, rock and roll. Have a great day.